Morning, Jose. How are you? Morning, ST3. I'm doing pretty good. Actually got some sleep last night, which was nice. Hey, afternoon, Laval. It's so wild to me sometimes when I just stop and think about the fact that I just like ate breakfast and you guys are already heading into your afternoon, evening. All right, good morning, guys. Happy Saturday, everybody. Happy spooky season. I can't believe we're already like almost halfway through October. It's crazy. So Phasmophobia still hasn't dropped. And I was like, you wanted us to play it during spooky season, but if you drop on Halloween Day, then we basically just lost the whole month. And yet they still haven't announced it. Hey, morning, Sir Will. Hope you're doing good today. Let's see, I'm going to try to leave that up today. Okay. Goals for today, I definitely want to do at least one CTA and a couple dailies for sure. I don't know if I want to do those Telegram missions or not. All right, we got 5 Babel lay picked, 5 canned food eaten, 1 James Langton mission completed, 3 player kills with a pistol and showdowns, 2 squirrels collected, visit a shop in Saint Denis, and 3 vultures plucked. Those are actually all very doable. Obviously, the pistol and showdowns would be the biggest pain in the ass, but not too difficult as long as you get a showdown where you can actually use your guns and you don't get like a limited edition one. I'm gonna go try and grab some squirrels first. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I had a couple days of like almost no sleep, but I got pretty decent sleep last night. I've taken my business law midterm. I did well on it, so that's out of my head. I don't have to worry about it. My biggest thing now is just my financial accounting midterm. I hear all the squirrels. There we go. It's a great place for squirrels and chipmunks. It's not that the financial accounting stuff is hard. I'm just struggling with a certain concept and it worries me a bit. So I'm having to like, chapter 1 is fine, chapter 2 is fine, chapter 3, it's the credits and debits that with the different accounts. So like knowing which counts you're going to credit to increase and debit to decrease and debit to increase and credit to decrease, and which ones are liabilities and assets, and like you got, because like you got your main ones, which are easy, and then you have like your so like you buy equipment and then you're gonna log a journal or whatever, a thing, because it depreciates over time, and then you've got like your accumulated depreciation and your something else depreciation, and like that stuff. It's not enough time. Like, it's not a difficult concept. It's just not, I don't have enough time to get my brain, like, to remember all of them, I guess, if that makes sense. If I could have, like, a list of accounts, well, that's what I probably need to do, is I need to write out a list of all the possible accounts, and they're like, I don't know, relate, like the account that, so if you're crediting one, you're debiting the other, like which ones go together. I don't know. It's weird. I need to be more clear on those little situations, and then I'll be fine. But I don't know if I have enough time to get it before I have to take the midterm. She did extend it because of the hurricane, so I've got a little bit of extra time. It was due Monday. I do have a little bit of extra time for it, which is nice. I've like till next weekend. And I didn't want to take it initially the extra time because I'm like, I mean, the class is still going. Like, I need to get into the next chapters. Like, I don't have time. But I'm like, maybe the next chapters won't be as difficult, and I can't... Oh, I don't know why I came to Saint Denis. My bad. I meant to go to Tumbleweed. Did I have to visit a shop in Saint Denis or something? I do. Okay, let me do that. That's probably why I came here. Like, maybe the next chapters won't have, like, these, like, a difficult concept. There's a dead horse on the ground. And... so it won't take me as long. But I'm like, what if the other chapters are harder? And then I like wasted too much time on these chapters. Morning, is that Tariq? Welcome.
What can I do for you?
Thank you. We'll see how it goes. I think it just depends on, so for me, it just depends on how many questions they ask on that, like, difficult concept. Like overall, my general knowledge is pretty good for the subject. But I'm like, if they ask, like... Here's the other thing. It's proctored and it's not open note. Like, I really could use some notes to just, like, And I understand why it's not, but at the same time, I'm like... My business law class is so much better because everything is open book, open notes. So, like, when I took the midterm, for the most part, I knew all the answers, but I did consult my notes on a couple just, like, make sure. And, like, there was one question that I didn't really know at all. Like, I recognized it, but I couldn't remember which one it was. So, like, I looked at my notes for that. It's like, open note is nice. And I feel like for the financial accounting, it would be super nice if I could have... Because just so I could have stuff like... a little cheat sheet on, hey, the balance sheet contains this, like the stockholders equity looks like this sort of thing. Just because, again, it's such a short time. Oh, I do forget why I'm in Tumbleweed. Was it for the vultures? Maybe been for the vultures. It'd be nice to have just little notes to remind me. Which I feel like is fair. Because, I mean, when you have a job in the real world, like, you don't have, like, when it comes to financial accounting, for example, when I'm first learning it, and it's not like I haven't done it for years and it's just like all in my just muscle memory. Like, you can look stuff up in the real world. Like, you can just refresh your memory and be like, which one was that? You can just, everybody's got a phone. Everybody has access. Hey, good morning, Aiden. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just look it up. I don't know why I didn't check the vulture spot out by Strawberry. I should have done that. Also, I should have gone to Raskeller. Swing back up to Raskeller. What time we got here? 6:63 p.m. All right. I might not get the vultures here. It's getting too late. So yeah, that's the only thing I'm worried about. I'm worried about the fact that it's closed notes, and that I'm gonna get too many questions on the concept that I struggle with a little bit, but we'll see. I heard somewhere that a local didn't believe a new bus line existed because he couldn't find it, and it's like there's a tool called Google. It amazes me. Like, I'm a Google fiend. Like, ask my poor boyfriend. Like, he laughs at me all the time, but I'm like, why wouldn't I look it up? Like, if we're talking about something and I can't quite remember the answer or whatever, I'm just like, Google it real quick. Like, just like pop right on and Google it. He's like, did you just Google that? I'm like, yes, I did. Why wouldn't you? Like, you have all this knowledge at your fingertips. Why wouldn't you just use it real quick? Come on. Hey, Mountain, how's it going? And I'm just like, yeah, like, if I don't know the answer to something and I have a tool in my hand to real quickly find the answer, of course I'm gonna use it. Oh, there's one at least. Where'd it go? It also amazed me, like, I will always, so in gaming forums, like I will always try to look up the answer first if I can and see if I can find it on something. But if I can't, then I'm going to ask. And it does amaze me how many people get like upset about it. Sometimes they're like, just Google it. Just Google the answer. I'm like, I'm part of this group because, and I try to be helpful to other people too. I'm like, we're part of this group to like help each other out. Like, yes, you could try and Google it, but one, maybe you couldn't find the answer on Google. But also, like, you have more experience and knowledge of the game. Like, you might be able to provide a better explanation than just Googling it really quick. But I do always try to find the answer first. If I can. But sometimes you just can't find the answer. Sometimes you just need player knowledge and experience to help. Turkey. All right, we're going into a nighttime cycle, so I think I'm gonna go try to get the Bay Boulay. I might try to go get the showdown real quick. Oh, I could do a James Langton mission too. That'll be easy enough at night. Let's see. I'm gonna go back over to Strawberry to get the Bay Boulay. It's not that I don't love riding my horse everywhere, but being able to fast travel across the map is so nice. So anybody have any plans this weekend? Anybody doing any like I would say Halloween, fall related activities or Halloween related activities? Haunted houses, pumpkin patches, hay rides. You know what? I miss a good hay ride. I miss it. I miss a good just getting out in the nice fall weather. There's something kind of nice about it. We've actually had some pretty good fall-ish weather here. Probably with the hurricane going through. It's been pretty mild weather, kind of chilly actually in the mornings. It's gonna get back up into the low 80s, but it's been pretty mild, I'd say, the last couple days, which is nice. You want to go to a haunted place? Ooh. I am not a fan of haunted houses. Nothing really this weekend. A nice relaxing weekend's good too. I think my least favorite one, I just don't like to be surprised. I don't like people to jump out and startle me. I don't care for that at all. But also, I think one of my least favorite things in haunted houses is you ever walked into like a room and it's like black and white checkered on the ceiling, the walls, the floors, and there's a strobe light going, and then they have like a clown in there in a black and white checkered suit, and then the strobe light, it makes it look like the person who's walking towards you is like blinking out and blinking back in as they get closer. I do not like that at all. This week was a lot. Well, it's good to take the weekend then, for sure. I probably should pay attention to what I'm doing here. I actually like a nice calm weekend. I don't like to do too much on the weekends just because I feel like you're so busy throughout the week with work and everything that it's nice to just relax. But I would like to get back to, so I'll probably do, maybe I'll do it on Sundays, 'cause I still want to stream on Saturdays, is getting up and like going out and actually like finding some trails and like, I'm definitely not in the right spot. Here's some. Now that it's going to be like cool in the morning, I just have to, the problem is I have to get, I usually set an alarm on the weekends anyway because I don't want to sleep too long. But at the same time, sometimes like my body just does need a little extra sleep because I don't sleep well in general. And I'm like, what's better, to get up and go out and go for a walk or to get like a little extra sleep because I didn't get sleep? something I always war with. I don't know where I am right now. It's because it's the darkness. Oops, my bad. Sorry. Okay. Forest. Normally I can just like ride down here and I know where I am and I can find the Baboulé, but what the hell is that noise? Was that a... There's not a legendary animal over here, right? That was a really loud noise, whatever that was. Oh, it is. What's over here? Are we near the beaver? That's not the beaver, right? Beavers don't make that noise. Yeah, this is the deer over here. In story, but online. It's gotta be the beaver, right? Was that a beaver noise? Huh. I mean, I guess I don't really know what a beaver sounds like, but that didn't sound like a beaver. In my head. Hey, my horse didn't buck me. It's gotta be a first. I knew the beaver spawned over here, but I was like, that's not a beaver noise. Oh, do I have to revive? I wonder if I have to revive. For a daily. If not, we'll still let this little guy go. Hey, morning, Sir Doug. How's it going today? No? It's like, why didn't it revive? I think I'm going to relax this weekend since it's my weekend off, and me and Ashley might go do something nice. I am going over to Gypsy's today, so he's getting ready to take a trip out of town for a week, and he's actually going to pick up a PlayStation Portal. We're going to test it out and see if he takes that with him, if we'll still be able to hang out some while he's gone. Juo has one and says it's really nice. I still do not know where I am with this Baboulé here. I am lost. It's on one of these little roads. There's a whole bunch of them. Normally I come across like this. Maybe the two I got were the only... No, it's further down than this. Dude, the pigs drive me crazy sometimes. Just like, stop squealing! Ah, here we go, here we go, here we go. It's my little spot. So it was on the second road. I just was down too far. It's closer to the road here. All right, 5 Baboulé. All right, let's go do a James Langton mission to get the vultures when it's daytime. Oh, there we go. I think for me, I when I go back and I play story, because I play both, I mix up like the online and story, because I play online so much though, and I'll like run to a spot and I'll be like, oh, you can't fast travel from here, because I forget in story it's the stagecoaches and they're in a slightly different spot. Also, the controls between story and online are a little bit different. Like, why did you do that? Like, the fast traveling is a different button when you're at this little camp here, and I'm just like, Rockstar, why why would you change the controls? You knew people were going to be playing both. I hit the wrong button all the time because it's such muscle memory to hit a certain button, and then between the two it's a different button. I was like, just leave it the same. Morning, David. How's it going? Did you get your coffee this morning? Yeah, but testing the PS Portal, I think that's the only thing I have going on this weekend. Otherwise, it's going to be schoolwork, studying, and some gaming, I think. Hey, Henry, how's it going? Question from a person who plays on PC. Do you need to pay a monthly subscription to enter the online mode on Red Dead on PlayStation? Yes. Are you asking if you switch to PlayStation, if you needed a subscription? You do. So if you're on console, unfortunately, you have to have, like, so it's PlayStation Plus for PlayStation. I forget what Xbox is called. Xbox Pass or something. And you do have to pay monthly, or you have to buy, like, a... So it's usually cheaper to buy, like, a 3-month, 6-month, or a 12-month, like, subscription versus paying monthly. But unfortunately, you have to have that in order to play online. So the nice thing about PC is you don't have to pay for online stuff. Like, if you buy the game, you can just play online. You don't have to pay an online subscription. Console's definitely behind the times on that.
I reckon you do a little too much thinking for someone in your line of work.
I do a lot of thinking. That is correct, sir, in real life.
Then you are about to be a horse thief. Shouldn't be too much of a stretch. Hell, I doubt the horse you rode here was paid for. And I could be
like, if you
wrong.
bought a game and it includes an online version, you shouldn't have to pay a monthly online subscription. Like, I get it. I play Fortnite, and, like, I understand why I would need to have a monthly online subscription to play Fortnite. Fortnite's a free game, and so it makes sense that there's, like,
sure you're capable.
on console. But I don't think PC has to pay that. Like, PC doesn't have to pay anything monthly to pay. You just get the game and you play. But, like, that at least makes more sense to me. But on console, it's like, let's say I paid $80 for a game and I have to have online connectivity. I'm trying to think of a game that would be like, it's like any of the Call of Duties, or like anything where it requires online play. And then you have to pay for the subscription on top of that, or you can't access the game that you paid for. That's so dumb. Like, what if you live in an area, well, if you live in an area that doesn't have internet, that makes sense. Oh, Stillwater Creek. I thought it was coming to McFarland's. We'll go a little bit of a ride here. Game Pass or Game Core Pass, depending on if you want basic or, like, access to everything. Gotcha. Hey, Shan. How's it going? What is your favorite book series? Ooh, that's a good question. I mean, if we're going just, like, traditional, like, what's a book series that I'll pick? Oh my god, I'm sorry. That I'll pick up and read over and over again. We're talking the Harry Potter series. Like, that's like a comfort book series. So, like, if I have time to do something, like, dude, I love that. I really like Erica Spindler as an author. Like, her books aren't like a book series. Like, they're not like you know, book 1, book 2, book 3. Like, it follows along the story. They're like single books. They're kind of like sort of like a detective, but with a supernatural element for a lot of them. Not all of them, though. It's hard to explain. I gotta turn my audio down a little bit. So she's an author that I really enjoy, Erica Spindler. Trying to think of some other book series. I read a lot of nonfiction right now. Ooh, we get the kick in there. That's nice. I like that. If we're talking not any of their newer stuff, but what the hell is his name? John Grisham. It's like A Time to Kill is so good. I would say that I don't really read any of his new stuff. I'm trying to think of, like, so I have books that, like, I'll just pick up and I'll read multiple times. So Jurassic Park's one of those books for me. I have a copy that's like so worn out. It's like Jurassic Park. I'm trying to think. One of my favorite books is let's see. It was based on a real life story. It was Louis Zamperini. They made it into a movie. I can't think of the book. I think of the book title. The movie doesn't do the book justice, I don't think. Dude, what is the name of that book? I can't think of it. How about you, Cheyenne? Do you have any book series, favorite books that you like to read? I'm going the wrong way. I'm going the wrong way. Where am I going? I'm taking it over to where the Arabian goes. I should pay attention. I'm trying to like think of my book series, like book names and stuff. I don't read anywhere near as much as I used to, or that I would like to. Part of that is just I like game more, and I'm like online with friends more than I ever was in the past because I didn't play online until about 5-6 years ago, maybe. And also now just with like a different work schedule and a school schedule, it makes it a little bit tricky. Hello, sir. Dude, I can't remember the name of that book series. Let's see. Unbroken. Unbroken. If you've never read Unbroken, such a good book. It's about Louis Zamperini, who was, he started out as sort of a troubled kid, and then he was going to be going to the Olympics for running, I believe. And I know he set records for like running. But I think what was it? I know he went into the military. His like plane went down, and he like got stuck in the water. I forget how many days he was stuck in like the ocean in just like a lifeboat or something. It was like an exceedingly long amount of time, like longer than you would think you could survive floating. And unfortunately, he was picked up by the enemy and was taken to like a prisoner of war camp and that sort of thing. So it's actually a really good book. It's a really hard read because this is a person's like personal experience that they went through. Like it's real life. It's not like just a story. But it's a really great story just about like perseverance and like, yeah, it's a really good read. I'm a fan. Let's see. I really love all the Holly Jackson books. They're mostly murder mystery. I also enjoy Stephen King. So I want to like Stephen King. I just finished Pet Sematary the other day, and it was probably one of his better ones, I would say. My issue with Stephen King is he does such an amazing job of like setting the scene, right? So he does such a good job of like painting the picture of the town. His character development is really good. Like the plot's interesting. Like the story is so interesting at the beginning to me. Like his books have such good starts, and then like I feel like most of his books just go one too long and he loses it. But he also doesn't know how to end a book. And like this is coming from someone who's not a writer, and Stephen King's a famous writer, but I think I can still critique it as somebody who loves reading and has read a lot of different books. So I found out later, and I don't know if this is true, I meant to look it up. People have said that he himself has said that the reason why his endings aren't usually as powerful as the beginnings of his book is because he doesn't have an end in mind when he starts writing. Like he starts writing and he just writes until he doesn't want to write about it anymore, and then he ends it. And that is exactly how his books read. You know what I'm saying? That's how his books read. His books read like amazing opening, amazing setting, amazing characters. You're interested. You want to know what's going to happen next. You're like, ooh, like what's the next? And then it's just like blah, it ends. And it's such a disappointment. I want to compare it to something else, but I just realized I don't know the ages of everybody's in here, so I'm gonna leave that thought. But it's like a big build up and then a huge letdown. So it's yeah, I don't know. I wonder if I've exploded you before. I don't know. It's a video game, so it doesn't really matter if you did. Takes a straight nosedive. It totally does. His book's 100% nosedive. And it's so disappointing because you're so built up for such a good story, and then the ending is such a letdown that you're just like, why did I waste all my time? So for Stephen King, I would say The Green Mile, excellent book. Doesn't have any of that bad end stuff. The Green Mile is probably one of my favorites. I think probably Pet Sematary is one of the better ones that I've read that I finished. The Stand was a huge disappointment, and it was so long, and it was such a disappointment at the end. Like, it was such a good beginning, such a good premise, and like then it just kind of ends, and you're just like, what? Like, what just happened? Like, it just this huge evil and like epic, you know, whatever, and it's just like it just ended. Like, such a disappointment. I'm trying to think of what else I've read of it. I don't like The Mist. The Mist is dumb.
You can arrange that. Just to make it snappy. Sorry, I'm a couple of brandies deep. Hey,
it's the same way. Like, it has such a good like first half. It is also, it makes me not want to read Stephen King because like it's got some fucked up scenes in there, like involving kids, and I'm just like, I don't know, dude. If that's coming out. How close am I to alligators? If that's coming out of your brain, like, I don't know, man. I don't really think you should be writing about that kind of stuff involving children. But okay. Honestly, after I read that one, I didn't read him for quite a while because I was just like, that's messed up, yo. You're your favorite spot in Big Valley? Nice. So yeah, my brother's a huge Stephen King fan, but I can't really get into him. I like fairy tale, but mostly hardcore fans say it's trash. Whoops. Oh, he's got my gator. Oh, no, he doesn't have my gator. That's not even a gator. Can I kill a gator here? It's not going to give it to me. I didn't realize I was chasing a person. Yeah, so he's got the gator skin. Damn it, Rockstar. I'm trying to think of what other, like, authors I read more than one book of. All right, well, he's got my gator skin. Nothing I can do. I didn't even think that looked like a deer on the back, didn't it? On the back of his horse. When I was a kid, my favorite book series was the Thoroughbred series by Joanna Campbell. That's actually where I got my name from. Black Knight comes from one of her books. And it's basically follows Ashley, who is like a horse girl. They have a horse farm initially, her family, and the book series starts off where they're moving to a large horse farm because a virus had swept through and basically killed most of their horses, and they had to sell off the rest, and basically they lost their house and everything, and so they move. Her dad's going to be a horse trainer for this really large like horse farm. And in the very first book, one of their best mares, it was her last breeding. They really expected like this excellent racehorse, and because she was so much older, that she had a difficult delivery. The filly was born very sick. They didn't expect her to make it, and Ashley nurses her back to health and really fights for her. And she ends up being like one of their like best racehorses that goes on. Like each book, it's like the first part of the series is about her and this horse Wonder, and then later it's like Wonder's offspring sort of thing. And it's a kids book series, so like I was in elementary school when I read it, but it was one of my favorites when I was growing up. Childhood favorite is Aaron Hunter with the Warrior series. Ooh, I've never heard of that. One of my we were talking about the other day, The Giver is probably one of my favorite books of all time, and that again was from my childhood. Saw Flicka the other day. Nice. Flicka's a good one. The Giver is so good. If you've ever watched the movie, don't. I can't do anything until this guy like get on the horse. It's still following him. I could change sessions, but it's okay. Is there anything I can do while I'm waiting here? I can't fast travel. Any vultures in the sky? Raven's just hanging out. The Giver is so good. If you watch the movie is terrible. You have to read the book. Oh, The Dork Diaries and Diary of a Wimpy Kid. That was a little bit after my time. I did read them because I was like babysitting at the time when kids I was babysitting were reading them. They're actually pretty good. That was a pretty good series, I would say. Oh. Hello, friends. I'm running into all the people today. Haven't read anything newer yet, though. I feel like she should have ended them after a point. Is that the Aaron Hunter with the Warrior series? I feel like that is a thing sometimes. They just go on a little bit too long. I also don't, so I don't mind a good book series where, like, if I really love the book, I don't mind if there's like 5, 6 of them, but at some point it's like I kind of want it to wrap up and have an ending. You know what I'm saying? It's like TV series. That's why I don't like to start a new TV series, because I like to know that at some point there's going to be like a wrapped up ending and I'm not just going to be left on a cliff that never finishes. Like, I feel bad for Game of Thrones fans who like never got... Is it just one more book? Like one last book and he still hasn't finished it? I'm like, come on, dude. What are you doing? Happy Saturday, David. Happy Saturday. I'm trying to think. My books are in the other room, so I can't see them. Have I read anything lately that I really liked? Oh, I am right now listening to... Let me tell you what it's called. It was a recommendation from another streamer. It's pretty interesting so far. I don't hate it. I don't know where it's going, though. So right now, I am listening to All the Colors of the Dark by Chris Whitaker. See if I can get a little synopsis here. No, I don't want car mode. I'm not in my car. Stop it! I'm not in my car! It's one thing I hate about Audible is I can't just get a... Here we go. Okay. Okay, here we go. All the Colors of the Dark. 1975 is a time of change in America. The Vietnam War is ending. Muhammad Ali is fighting Joe Frazier, and in the small town of Montclair, Missouri, girls are disappearing. When the daughter of a wealthy family is targeted, the most unlikely hero emerges, Patch, a local boy who saves the girl, and in doing so leaves heartache in his wake. Patch and those who love him soon discover that the line between triumph and tragedy has never been finer, and that their search for answers will lead them to truths that could mean losing one another. A missing person mystery, a serial killer thriller, a love story, a unique twist on each. Chris Whitaker has written a novel about what lurks in the shadows of obsession and the blinding light of hope. It's very long, it looks like, because there's like 1 billion chapters, and so I feel like I'm not that far into it yet, and it's weird. It's kind of weird. I mean, I like it. I'm listening to it, and I like it. I think I just killed 2 cardinals there. It's like I just have no idea where it's going, and I don't know if that's because I'm listening it to while I'm doing other stuff, and maybe I'm just like missing parts of the plot. Oh, it was not. It was a songbird. I don't believe George will finish Game of Thrones. I don't think so. Go bear hunting. Oh, I like that name, Aslan. That's why I could never finish Supernatural, because the TV show has 15 seasons. It is so long, but it's so good. But I will say, Cheyenne, that the first 5 seasons are the best. Okay, because that's the core. Like, it was supposed to end after season 5, and so that was kind of like the core 5 written by the same person, and then somebody else took over the writing and whatever, directing or producing or whatever. Still have 3 minutes left. So the first 5 seasons are the best seasons in terms of like cohesiveness and just like yeah. After that, there were some standout seasons, but there were also some like seasons and like not so great seasons. But it's 100% worth it to watch all the way through. What I like, so what I didn't like in later seasons was there was too much of like what Supernatural did really well was their single episodes of just we're going on a hunt. So we saw in a newspaper there was this. We go, we investigate a hunt, and it's done. And I think where they were weaker was their longer story plots, where it was like this overarching plot that and in the first 5 seasons it worked. It was the yellow-eyed demon. It was an ongoing theme. You know, they found out about Sam. So it kind of all worked, but in later seasons, like the season-long plot that would go into the next season just didn't work as well. It just wasn't their strength in terms of what they did well, in my opinion. I thought there's more single episodes of just getting back to the basics of, you know, saving people, hunting things, the family business was kind of what made Supernatural stand out. And it's because the connection between the brothers. So I absolutely love Supernatural. I did watch all 15 seasons. I think that I probably didn't watch every episode of seasons 13 and 14. I wish in season 15 that the episode before the last episode is how they ended it. Was a much better ending in my opinion. And I think that the actual ending was not as strong. But it's good. It's really good. I think that series is all about the chemistry between Dean and Sam. So, and I still think their single episodes were some of the best ones. My horse is dirty. This was a long amount of time. Was that 9 minutes to complete this trader thing? I wonder how many people are in the lobby. Seems like quite a few people. I did shoot a rank 9 yesterday, pulled me off my horse and tried to knife me. Those little baby rank 9s, they just don't know. Alright, that was an impressive jump. What am I watching right now? So, I'm actually, okay, so I started watching 911, which is really good. But then I got sidetracked, and I am now rewatching ER. ER is so good. But again, it's one of those things where, like, the first 8 seasons are, like, fantastic, and then, like, the later seasons, like, there's good stuff in it and good episodes, but it's not quite as good. And the last couple seasons are just kind of, like, meh. So I'm kind of in the meh seasons right now because there's Sam and her son Alex, and that whole plot line was just awful. And it goes on for several seasons, and I'm just like, get out of here. Mission over, timer expired. All right, let's try to move camp and... Wow, salvage? What time is it? 10 a.m.? You know, we could try a little salvage. I need to remember to put that shotgun back in my... Let's let the timer run down a little bit. I need a canned food too. I remember skipping ahead, just watching the Scooby-Doo crossover. The one, so some of the single episodes are the best. Like, so the one where, like, Dean is scared of everything, and they, like, open up the locker, and the cat's in there, and he, like, screams, and then he's like, oh, that was scary. Like, that's one of the best episodes. I love that one. There's a couple one else. Oh, the TV changing scene is super funny. That's a good one. I wonder if we'll get to keep this, can't remember who I've set up for missions and stuff. No, that's not what I wanted to do. I'm gonna be drunk. One time I had to try to drink alcohol bottles in salvage because I couldn't pick them up, and I got trashed, and then an NPC killed me because I couldn't hit them. Oh, it's not there! That is rude. This game, man. Oh yeah, the bad luck. I lost my shoe. Dude, if you've never watched Supernatural, and I'm not a big horror person, so like you don't have to be a big horror person, I think, to enjoy Supernatural. I think some of their earliest, their first like 10 episodes had some of the scariest episodes for me as somebody who doesn't like supernatural horror stuff. And then like later they're not as bad. Like the first couple episodes has Bloody Mary in it. Like Bloody Mary is the worst. If you're a kid and you don't like horror stuff, you have a story about Bloody Mary. I remember one time I was over at my cousin's house when I was real young. When I say real young, probably like elementary school age. And I don't think we were watching anything scary. I don't even know what happened, but like
My contact has some more supplies for
we
us.
weren't doing Bloody Mary, but I definitely heard the story at that point. I hated being in a bathroom with the lights. I think we went into the bathroom with the lights off or whatever, and like there was a bang on the window and like a trash can knocked over, whatever, and we screamed and we freaked out and we like ran out, and we ended up having to sleep in my aunt and uncle's like bedroom or my aunt. I only remember my aunt's bedroom with sleeping bags on the floor. I feel like I don't even remember if this actually happened. Like I remember this, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't remember it clear enough to know all the details. But we were like terrified. And do you have a story about like if you don't like the supernatural, it's alligator again, and there's already a white X on the ground. Are you kidding me? All right, we're gonna have to change lobbies. I'm not gonna wait another 10 minutes. Get on the horse. Fuck you. Jesus, Rockstar. Rockstar's the worst sometimes. So I remember sleeping on my aunt's floor. We were all sleeping in sleeping bags, all the kids. And later somebody was like, I don't know why in my brain later I can remember somebody being like, yeah, somebody was outside the window and like scared you girls on purpose or whatever. I was like, well, that was pretty shitty. And you had to deal with us the rest of the night. I'm more likely to be terrified over the stuff that's like realistically not gonna happen. If you ever watch Black Mirror, don't watch the first episode. Oh no, just with mirror in the name. I have a thing about mirrors. You know, you watch enough stuff or like your brain thinks enough. Even to this day, if I'm like brushing my teeth and look down and it's like you spit in the sink or whatever and look up, I expect there to be somebody standing behind me in the mirror. And it's sort of terrifying. Like every time that I do that I'm like, oh, like, will this be the day that some entity is standing behind me in the mirror? I like supernatural, like horror, that type of stuff. Like Exorcist. What's the one? Not abnormal. Paranormal, like that stuff terrifies me. I love to read and watch stuff about serial killers and like true crime, you know, the stuff that could actually happen to you, that's like more likely to happen to you. But here's the thing, and it's like everybody thinks that, like, nobody thinks they're going to be a victim of a serial killer or something bad's going to happen to you. But I'm like, if I was attacked by a person, at least I feel like I'd have a chance to defend myself. I was like, if I was attacked by some supernatural entity, like, what do you do? You can't fight them off physically. Like, what do you do? I don't know. Call in Sam and Dean Winchester. Like, I feel like you're kind of screwed if you got a ghost coming at you. Like, you know? All right, let's see if it works this time. I'm re-downloading Red Dead again. Nice.
Fearing the worst. So why don't you go try and track them down?
I'm much more scared of supernatural horror than real world horror. Yeah. Now, that's not to say that real world horror can't get me too if I'm watching a movie. But at the same time, like most of the time, even if it's like sort of a real world thing, like they've got a little bit of a supernatural element, like the killer can't die sort of a thing. So it's not like real life. But like Criminal Minds, love that. I just finished listening to a book about the Golden State Killer. Also was originally called the East Area Rapist. And it was one of the most prolific serial killer rapists in history. And it's just, to me, the whole process of investigation, forensics, I just find it fascinating. Like, I mean, it's awful when you read it. Like, it's awful what happened to the victims and what the victims' families are going through. So it's not like I'm like happy about it or like taking pleasure from that. It's just, to me, it's intriguing, like how they end up catching them, like the process they go through. So they ended up using something for the first time called the Ghostbusters. Yeah. So they ended up using so if you're going to commit a crime, don't ever send your DNA into a genealogy thing. So they end up using like a genealogy site to find a close relative that had registered for like their ancestral, ancestry, so like Ancestry.com or one of those. They used a free site, but they ended up using his DNA on an Ancestry website to find, and they didn't find like a close match. They found like a third or fourth cousin or something, and they had to work backward and like put the tree together. So they had to create the family tree from further out, so it took a little bit longer. But that kind of thing is like fascinating to me. All right, let me just make sure I don't need wolves for trader. Nope. I probably do need big game meat, though. The 2 episodes that stand out for me for Black Mirror is a number rating system that determines your place in society. Then a mother is being overbearing of her child. That kind of stuff is also like in anything where there's like I've seen shorts of like you have a number on your hand or whatever, and that's like the number of minutes you have left to live, and society is based up around your minutes. Like you use minutes to like buy stuff. It really makes you think, actually, because it is, I mean, it is true. We all have a limited number of minutes, and we all use our minutes and like our time in certain ways. But you're actually using it as like currency. And so every time you like buy something or you do something, like your time goes down. And you can also earn time, though, is the thing, which is weird in these. And I don't know, stuff like that is kind of freaks me out too. What was the one I saw the other day? Is this? I think it's an actual movie. I don't remember the name of it. And it's like everybody's like walking around, everything's normal, and then all of a sudden everybody freezes in place. You can't move, or it's like they'll know you're there, and then there's these people walking around in between you, like looking at you, getting close, and you can't move a muscle while they're there. You have to just completely. But that was the only scene I saw of it. That kind of stuff was weird. Not having control, I think, is a big trigger for me when it comes to like nightmare stuff. Like if something's so completely out of your control and you can't do anything, you can't fight back, you can't do anything about it. I don't like that. There's a early episode in Supernatural where at the very end, like the woman gets dragged into the ground and these like demon things come up and kind of drag her. I don't really care for that either. But like I would say the first season of Supernatural was the worst in terms of if you don't like supernatural horror. And like afterward, it wasn't even that bad. Hey, we're actually going to complete this resupply mission. Raining in Big Valley? It's raining out here. I'm trying to think of other books. I know there's a ton of stuff. I'm a big like rereader, rewatcher. So rather than watch a new movie or read a new book, I'm more likely to read or watch something that I love, that I've seen or read before a million times. That's like a comfort thing. I remember as a teen, Supernatural was big among us teens, but I only wanted to watch House. House is so good too. House is pretty good. I can't say I've watched all of House, but I've watched a fair number of episodes of House. My favorite medical drama, though, was ER growing up. So, like, ER is definitely my favorite. Criminal Minds is probably one of my favorite series of all time. I have actually not watched, other than a couple episodes, the reboot. Or not the reboot, but, like, the continuation, Criminal Minds Evolution, I think is what it's called. Mostly just because... So... I understand why they did it, but like when Hotch left the show, it just wasn't as good. Hotch was the leader. He was in command. Like it was. It's not that I didn't love this series after that, but it just wasn't the same without Hotch. And then of course Morgan left at some point. But in the continuation. I think JJ's there, Emily's there, Dave's there, but like Spencer isn't there. So like without Reed, it's like kind of like you know, Reed and Morgan aren't there, so I love Criminal Minds up to a point. Yeah, that's where you stop watching. I mean, because Hotch made that, like, it just was a more special team when Hotch was there. And, like, I totally get why he was fired. Like, I understand. You can't act like a big baby and be aggressive on set. But at the same time, like, it took a really special show and made it a little less special. And, like, that's kind of disappointing. All right. Can I make a superior cowpoke? No. Oh, dude. Wait. Didn't I skin that wolf back there? Shouldn't that have given me big game meat? It says I have 0. What? I totally skinned that wolf. I skinned all the wolves. I've got the pelts on the back of my horse. What? Wolves get big game meat, right? Am I losing it? Oh, I could buy bread rolls real quick. And I skinned a gator earlier. Is big game meat broken? I'm gonna need to know immediately. People are playing. Can you get big game meat from animals right now? It is weird that I'm at 0. Like, I can't remember the last time I was at 0 big game meat. What do I want? Food. Where's food? Provisions. I'm looking for the word food. Where are bread rolls? There we go. All right, I need to go test this. We need to science this immediately. I need to go kill something that would give big game meat and see if it gives it to me. I also need to put my leg down because my hip... I don't know what it is about this chair, but it makes my left hip ache. It's weird.
Got some restaurant quality stew simmering in the pot.
I love that I actually haven't picked up my mail since Tuesday in this game. Like, I've logged on and done a daily every day, but I haven't actually picked up my mail. That's funny. All right, Ojeda Rose gold bangle bracelets, 1797 gold eagle, and a gold pocket watch. I don't know if Xbox would be having the same issue, but I'll get on. It's so interesting. Like, I definitely killed a gator and 3 wolves, and it did not count for a big game meat. I'm curious if anybody else is having the problem. I'm gonna go try something right now and see if I get one. Hey Shiro, how's it going? I think my favorite series when I just need like something to watch that I've seen a million times and that's like a good pick me up is Friends. I love Friends. All right. Let's see if we can find a gator right here. Let's see. Survey says. Ah, okay, that gave me big game meat. That is so bizarre. Now, is it in my inventory is the question. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so it's working. So for some reason, I just wasn't getting big game meat at the beginning of that. All right. Let's see here. Make sure I've got all the ammo. All right. I doubt I'll complete it, but... Try Cold Arms. Oh, I should check my tonics and stuff. I'll be right back. Alright, figured I'd run to the bathroom real quick before this starts, because you don't get a break once it starts. Alright, I'm holding my lasso. Good. That's a good sign? I don't know.
Thank you.
Alright, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Alright, I got 13. That's not terrible. I'm actually going to start with the time. I don't really feel like moving you guys, so... Solid, let's say we get through 6 rounds. I am still a bit rusty on these. And there's so many more machete guys in these versus the regular ones. Leave my guys alone. They're trying to protect the town. Nice. Good job, sir. There's like too much shit everywhere. Oh my gosh, let me out. You guys are taking care of business. Nice. Good job, everybody. Alright, what wave do we think all these guys are gonna die? I predict by like wave 3 they're all dead. This one's not as hard though, so maybe they'll make it to 5. I can't hardly see, it's so dark. It's the darkness. Get out of our little burned town. I love how we're protecting this little town like it's not completely just trashed.
Now you're dead.
Now you're dead. I need you guys to be efficient. Because I am but one person. Next shot. Next shot. Gotta head into town. It was nice chatting with you. I'll see you next Saturday, hopefully. Thanks for chatting. I appreciate the question about the books too. I love talking about that kind of stuff. Ooh, somebody's got a tomahawk. Felt it. Maybe not. It felt like a tomahawk next to me, though. I don't know where it was, though. Oh no, already lost an ally. Maybe 3 was accurate. I don't like wasting that many, but when a machete guy gets that close to me, I'm always worried they're gonna pull me off my horse and stab me in the gut. Machete always wins.
I'm with you.
Guys do not have good aim. You know that? All right, while we're waiting for the next round to start, so here's the thing with YouTube now. Your username, your @handle, and like what pops up on a donation thing can all be different. So I actually don't know, like based off your YouTube name and who I'm chatting with, who necessarily is doing the donation if you go through PayPal, so it's kind of weird. But huge shout out to @RedLensRose if they are here. I don't know if that's your actual YouTube name or if you have a different one. Huge donation, so much appreciated. And that's the handle that comes through on the Stream Elements side. It's super weird because if I click it, it doesn't take me to anything. So I wasn't able to look. I was trying to put a comment on. But thank you so much for that. Appreciate you. It's out of control generous, like, but I really appreciate it. Again, if it was a mistake, I wrote in the thing just to message me. I was like, did you add an extra 0? If not, again, insanely generous, and it does super help. On average, I spend about 150 to 180 per textbook. And here's the dumb thing about our school system, our like college system, like education. You're renting these books for like, I don't know, 6 months to a year. You're not even you don't even get a physical copy for that much. So it's like 150 to 180. I think my lowest one has been like, I managed to get it on the actual site for like 109. And that was like the cheapest one I was able to get. And again, it was still like a 6-month rental, basically. It is pretty crazy. But thank you so much. Appreciate it. I think they messed up the CTA. Is like, has anybody noticed your core is draining exceptionally quickly? Like more than they normally do? Like the Halloween and Christmas ones always do more than the regular, but I feel like it's out of control. Allies are dropping like flies. I may not have been wrong about Wave 3. It's the Tomahawks. I just can't get to all the sides. There's too much stuff in between. Pull the trigger. Pull the trigger. Do, do. Do, 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 do. Flaming horse hooves!
Okay then.
Let me get you, let me get you. Nice. Gotta have flaming horse hooves. And then the other one is also huge dono from Philip Oliver Holtz. Wanted to make sure I got the gamer tag correct. So if you're here or not here, thank you so much. Again, another large, generous donation. Appreciate you guys. I know I'm really bad about sometimes bringing that up during streams. I still need to get to the point where I have people so I can put their channels in. I'm so bad about that. They're like, hey, go check this person out. Here's their channel. Twitch is so much easier with commands. Like, YouTube is not as easy. Do, 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 do. Excuse me, sir. Ghost Rider. Come in, Ghost Rider. I wish we could have the flaming horse hooves, like, out in free roam. Whoa. Someone just hit me with the tomahawk. I don't know where the tomahawk person is. I can feel it hitting me, but I can't see them. My health is bugged out. My health bar. My guns feel slightly sluggish, like they're hesitating. Oh yeah, see? Even my core is bugged out. So I can't tell what my health is at. There comes a time where being on the horse is not a smart thing. Can be nice the machete guys can't get you, but if you get stuck, you're screwed. Did I lose all my allies? We made it to 4, so split the difference. My horse is about to die. Sorry. Sorry, buddy. That's the other thing, if they, like, kill you and you ragdoll. Or kill your horse and you ragdoll. Oh, I do have an ally left. Is he my only one? You and me, buddy. Oh, yep. They shouldn't be able to throw that fast. Poor showing. I will say that my mind's not on soloing CTAs right now, for sure. While I wait for Red Dead to fully download, I'm watching a Godzilla anime. Ooh. Used to watch Godzilla stuff when I was younger. I haven't watched it. I haven't watched any of the new Godzilla movies. What do we get at least? $38. 0.6 gold, though. That's not terrible for the time. Not fantastic, but not great. And we enter back in during a nighttime cycle. Well, at least it's almost 3 a.m. I still need to get the vultures. Let's go in real quick. 3. Does that count for canned? Canned salmon count? Probably, right? Yeah. Alright, was it pistol kills? I think it was pistol kills. Showdowns. Let's try and get those real quick. Showdowns are a freaking nightmare, though. Let's see if we can get into one. Ooh. The thing I don't like about the showdown dailies is that you have to enter in. If you enter in one in progress, it doesn't count, and you have to do a whole nother one. It's kind of annoying, actually. I wish they would have fixed that bug. Do 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 do. Also, the bug where you can't see your ring or core. That would be nice if they fix that. Dear Rockstar employees, There are several bugs that would be nice if you fixed. Hey, I still have the pelts on the back of my horse. I wonder if they're actually there or if it's just a visual. Okay. We're not getting into showdowns. Let me try to hit it from the actual map, maybe? Alright, so what is the cooldown on CTAs once you've done one? Is it like a full cycle, 48 minutes? Oh, only 20 minutes there. That's not terrible. That is not terrible. So have I streamed since we found out about Ghost of Yotai? If you're a Ghost of Tsushima fan, they announced the next game's coming out. It is not a continuation of Jin's story. It's actually going to be a couple hundred years after and follow a new protagonist. Is it Atsu? I can't remember what her name is. It looks freaking amazing, and I'm so excited. It is set to drop in 2025 sometime, but we don't know if it's going to be early 2025 or late 2025. My guess is going to be late 2025. Hey, Roselick, how's it going? I'm excited. I'm so excited for Yotai. I think I passed the thing. It looks so good, and Ghost is probably like my second favorite after Red Dead 2. I think it visually looks amazing. Yeah, I'm super excited for it. I know a lot of people aren't excited because they weren't continuing Jin's story. For me, like, I get it. I think Jin could have used a DLC. Maybe they'll do that at some point. For me, Jin's story was pretty much complete. And I think what people don't understand is that Jin was never going to fight samurai. So even though he was probably going to be hunted for his choices, I don't think people realize, like, he would have given himself up rather than kill a samurai. They were very careful in the first game not to have him fight and kill samurai. And I just don't think if you were going to do a second game, like, that was going to be... And they're like, well, there was another invasion. I was like, yeah, you could have done, like, the same thing you've done before. But to me, Jin's story was kind of complete. Over the 3 acts... his character progression and who he decided to become and the ending that you chose, you know, I felt like wrapped it up. I didn't feel like more really needed to be told about his story. So yeah, I was okay with the new protagonist. I think it's going to give a fresh new story. It will be exciting if there's a mission in Yotai that kind of takes you back and you can kind of see what happened with Jin. That would be cool. I hope they did that to tie the 2 games together. And they do really good. What I really love about Ghost so much is the art style. Okay, no showdown, so I guess we just won't do that daily. That's fine. The art style of so many of their missions is just fantastic. They do such a good job. So I'm really hoping they tie it in. I just realized my super tag is on the screen. It is. Thank you so much. I was looking at that again. It came through on my stream elements. And I appreciate it. Thank you. And it probably is. I've got my overlay at the bottom. I can't see who's currently on the overlay because it's too small for me. I'm going to get shadows. I don't care about the online drama. So for me, like, I love the setting. So I will probably get AC shadows. For me, it has nothing to do with online drama. I just have yet to like an Assassin's Creed game that I've tried. Now, to be fair, I have not tried a lot. Valhalla was my first experience with Assassin's Creed, and it's like, it's okay, but for me, the combat is not really that fun in the game. That, like, the stealth isn't fun. I think after you play a game like Ghost with such amazing combat and such amazing stealth, that playing something that plays a lot clunkier is just not as fun, I guess. I don't know how else to describe it, but, like, Valhalla was like, okay. And I haven't finished it. I haven't finished Valhalla because I got stuck at a certain point where I just couldn't figure out what to do. But it just doesn't play as fun to me. I've tried a little bit of Mirage. Again, like, it's okay. Like, the graphics are beautiful. The game itself is beautiful. But it just doesn't play like a type of game that I enjoy. So that's kind of tricky. But I'll get Shadow simply because it's, you know, samurai and Japanese and, like, all that kind of stuff. You grew up with Assassin's Creed. Like, that makes sense. If I had played an Assassin's Creed game when I was younger and, like, grew up with it, I'd probably have a better appreciation for it. All right, the vulture is not here. But I don't have that, so I think it's probably the same with GTA. Like, I don't love GTA, and I feel like maybe if I had played some of the earlier ones and I had a background and, like, knew the history and the story, maybe it would be different. Maybe. Hey, Cohen, how's it going? Did they bring back horse masks? They did not, unfortunately. Halloween Pass 2 is in again. Even, which doesn't have horse masks. The Halloween Pass 1 had some horse masks, and then, like, the regular horse masks, they still haven't brought back. Because they are terrible people. Morning, Hoof Girl. I didn't finish Tsushima yet, but I'm looking forward to Yotai once I get a PS5 someday. Yeah, I might actually... So, I am not getting a PS Pro yet. I might consider it after I see some more gameplay with Yotai, too. So... I do have a PS5 Pro coming, but it's Gypsy's, so he's gonna pay for it. It's just I was the one that was able to get in on release day, and I managed to get into the store. We were trying to get him the original, like the original edition they dropped. So the I forget what they call it, not retro. What did they call it when they dropped in? It's like the original colors or whatever. Can't remember what they called it. So we were trying to get one of those, and of course we didn't get in time to get that. But for me, like a pro is not necessarily. Like, I don't need a pro. But with the streaming, it is helpful to have, like, you know, a good console. I will say that my PlayStation 5 is the original. Like, I bought it when it dropped, and at some point I am going to have to replace it. So whether or not I replace it with a Pro or I replace it with just another PS5, I'll have to decide when I get there. But as of right now, I just don't want to spend... It's too much money to spend. I could technically... Like, I just got a bonus at work recently I'm about to get. Like, I could use some of that to get it, but to me, I have other bills like that it would best be spent on, so it would be smart for me to save a little, and yeah, I don't need a pro. I don't need it, so. Ooh, did you land up top? No, where did you land? Oh, down there. Okay. I try to buy him games on disc. So I totally get that. Jules the same way. He likes the physical media. For me, and I totally get why, and I appreciate it, I'm just really hard on discs, so I prefer the digital, because I've bought games before with the discs and then had to rebuy them because I've messed the discs up, so I'm just kind of hard on physical stuff. So for me, digital works fine. I'd prefer it. I also like it because my PlayStation is kind of back and it's flipped the other way. So to get up and, like, change discs on it when I want it. Because sometimes I just, like, get a little ADD about what games I'm playing. So I might play one game for 10 minutes and switch to another game for 15 and, like, switch to another game, you know, for 5. Like, sometimes I just switch around because I can't quite get in the groove of, like, what I want to do. And so having to get up and change a disc every time would be kind of a pain, I think. So I do like the digital. But yeah, I think coming up, that might be, like, the one game coming up that I'm really excited for. I would say the other one, which I haven't seen too much about it, so I want to be excited. I am excited for it, but I just don't know how it's going to be, is the Jurassic Park survival game. I don't know if anybody's seen that, where you drop down on like one of the islands. I don't know if it's Isla Nubar or Isla. I don't know if it's one of the original islands or if it's a new one, but you're basically left behind, I think is what happened. So you're on the island with the dinosaurs. I guess your team leaves. Somehow you get left behind and you have to survive with the dinosaurs on the island. And that kind of sounds pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. I'm a huge Jurassic Park fan, so. All right, so no vulture. I don't know why I just set up camp there. I could have just run right in and fast traveled, but that's okay. Let's see if we can get the one at Strawberry again. Went into public lobby for the first time in months to do Protect Legendary, and the newest and shockingly only glitch I came across was that my horse wouldn't come, even at camp. That was the new one. That is interesting. The horse not coming is actually an old bug, but it was fixed. And I noticed the other day I had a double horse, and I was like, oh no. Oh no, the horse glitches are starting again. I was like, please no. The horse not coming glitch was so bad. If you started a mission and the mission took you away on a wagon and then you tried to call your horse would be you could see it on the map stuck back wherever you left it, and your horse would not come to you, and you couldn't call a new horse, and you were just kind of stuck. And it was kind of a bummer. And they fixed all those bugs along with the... Are you being stubborn not coming in today? Was it usually on this rock? Am I at the wrong rock? Is it a rock back there? I feel like it's this rock. Yeah, that was a dark time for Red Dead. If they hadn't fixed that bug, like, that was going to be a tough one to recover from. Like, not being able to go into the stables, not being able to call your horse, like... I am glad they fixed those. Like, they recognized it was a problem, and even though it took them forever, they did fix it, which is nice. I can put up with the other bugs, but as long as the horses work. Alright, let's give Cerberus a break here. Let's pull out a horse with the mask. Unless I took the mask off. Did I take the mask off? Let's see. Yeah, but there was a long time where you couldn't even do that. Just call a new horse. I did take the mask off. Oh no, Whiskey is maskless. Dude, but look at his cute little face and his cute little bangs and his cute little pink bridle. That's why I don't love the horse masks. I love to see the cute little details. Look at him. This is so cute. I feel like this saddle, this pink, goes so well with this horse. Yep. Trying to get like a good angle here. Look at that face. That's right. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. Own it. It is a cool Halloween mask, though. This one is called... I am running over all the animals. You know why? You know why I'm trampling all the animals today? Here's exactly why. Don't kill an animal for 24 game hours. I've run over more animals during this session than I think I have in a really long time. And you know why? Because of that daily right there. This saddle is called... Martinville. Took me a second. That's terrible lighting. I think I stopped in the only shadow in this place. So I love the details with the horses. So you got like... Put your gun away, girl. No, put your guns away. So you got like the horse here, and then you've got like the riding off into the sunset there. It's looking into the sun. But this one's cute. It's my favorite one. Hey, Cap, good morning. I gave him out a mohawk because beefy neck. He does have a beefy neck, but I do like the original mane. It's pretty cool. Sometimes I'll switch to a black mane and tail, but the original one with the bangs is my favorite. I don't know if there's another version of this that I would use. I'm actually not going to be able to see it because... Martinville saddle. But this is the lighting in here is so awful. This is the mask that I'll use. So a lot of times I'll change the mane if I go with the mask, because see how the hair kind of comes out there up top, which I don't super love. So if we could do something like that, it won't actually come out the top. Sure, we could do like. I wonder what that would look like. I think it would look better. Let me. I don't know. What do we think? Gray? Oh, maybe that one? 15 out of 17? I don't know if I'm going to like that, but let's try it. I think because it doesn't match the hair on his feet now. Almost feel like the white one might be better. Oh, writing first person is the worst. It's hard to tell in here because the lighting is so bad. All right, let me just try. Let me see what this looks like. So we'll go back to the mohawk, but let's go back to... What is that, 9? Okay, 9. Oops. Seven, 8, 9. I do like this tail on him, that's for sure. This might be a little too bright. Hey, morning IPA, how's it going? He just looks so much cuter with the pink bridle and the long original mane though. I can't do it. I can't do it. That is the mask that I'll use on him though. It is pretty, the mask is pretty cute. Grab some stuff while I'm here. All right, manage owned horses, whiskey, saddles. All right, let's take the mask off. Dude, the lighting so jacked up. All right, so we're gonna go natural mane, and I think that's the same tail I was using, so we'll leave the tail, right? I mean, come on. That's just so much cuter. I'm sorry. I want to love the mohawk, but I just don't. Look at it. It changes them. He's softer. He's just pretty. Oh, you managed to make it into a showdown. Nice. That's okay. I'll probably just skip that one now. I feel like if I can't get in, it'll just bug out on me. I'll end up having to restart the game again. But thank you. I am only at like, I think I'm only at like 0.1 gold right now, maybe. Have you tried Fort Nightmares yet? I have not. I downloaded it this morning. The 2 new POIs look pretty cool. Whoop! That is not where I thought I was going. It's fine. We can navigate this. But I haven't seen... I'm glad the Witch's Broom is back, though. That'll be a fun little mobility item for people who can't find a jetpack. The chainsaw looks interesting. I'm interested to see how that how that goes. I know Gypsy and I definitely plan to check out Fortnite Mares a little bit later today, but we also want to do a bunch of Diablo 2 with that new season that's dropped recently. So we'll be splitting today a little bit. IPA, thank you so much for being a member for 38 freaking months. That is insanity. You know when you ride by here, you can hear the bird running into the glass there that's from story mode and breaking the glass? 38 months. Where does the time go? I was just saying that it's already mid-October too. Like, life is crazy. Life is insane. It's moving so fast. This will be your first time. You missed it last year. Oh, nice. Last year sucked, actually. Cap, you didn't miss much. The year before was much better, but like last year was awful. They did nothing for Fortnitemares. They did like literally nothing. This year looks pretty cool. It looks like they added a lot. There's a ton of skins. I know. To me, to imagine so I tried to explain this to somebody the other day. I lived my entire life in the same state. I had the same job for 16 years. Like, I'm someone who likes stability and like predictability, and it's no wonder. And I'm working through it, and it's definitely like I'm much better now. But my life has changed so much in the past 3 to 5 years, and in particular the last 3 years, that it's crazy. I went from never, like, nothing ever changing to in 3 years change after change after change after change after change. And with somebody with like anxiety, which I have, and like ADD, that sort of stuff, like it's been kind of a rough few years mentally for me to work through all that. And I like try to explain that to somebody today, that I'm like if I've been a little short or I've gotten a little snappy, like it's just like it's just really hard to explain if you're somebody that's not someone who's used to change or like change or like does well with it. It's been a huge adjustment. And yeah, it's all stuff that I've had to like process and work through, and I'm like feel like I'm getting to a point where I've got a handle on it. But it is crazy. My life is so different. Like before Red Dead 2, I'd never played an online game. I didn't play with people online. I never played an online game. And now, like, it's so crazy the people I've gotten to meet and play with and know, and I think it's pretty awesome, actually. It opens up a whole, like, world. Is this a condor up here? Or is this... I think this was a condor. Oh, I can't get up here. Damn. Come back! Come back! Unlike you have moved over the US. Well, I think it's very fitting that Gypsy and I are together. We're complete polar opposites for everything. And he's the same way. Like, you know, he's lived in a lot of places. He used to move around. Like, it's why his name has Gypsy in it. Just because, like, wanderer, like, you know, moving around a lot. And I'm, like, the exact opposite. What is this? Bounty hunter target? All right, let's take it. Excuse me, sir.
Come on, boys. This is bad.
Ooh, which one is it?
This'll be over soon.
I like how unconcerned this guy is. He's like, I'm just gonna finish my coffee. I'm gonna need you guys to slow it down coming in because my health's a little low.
You're gonna. Ah, come on.
Oh, come on, again?
What in all hell?
What are my bounty hunter dailies? Let's see. Hey, morning, Jack. How's it going? Morning, Diana. Seems the West Coast side is, actually, Diana's, that's a lie. Diana's probably been up forever.
Pay for this?
But it is a respectable hour on the West Coast now. Semi-respectable for a Saturday. Unlike when I start streaming sometimes. Not a respectable time.
You smelly old bitch.
Now I enjoy the humdrum everyday life of my original town of Rabbit House. Yes, so I'm very excited that hopefully Gypsy also seems to be pretty happy in one place now. I was like, please do not drag me all over the United States. I do not like to move. I do not like to get to know a new town. I hate it. I'm not saying I would never want to move or wouldn't be open to moving, but like I wouldn't want to make it a habit. Don't think I would have done well in a military family. Like if we were moving all over. And it's not like I don't have the ability to make friends, although usually people make friends with me. It's not the other way around. But I guess I have an unassuming enough face that they're willing to reach out and become friends. Now, though, I've lived here for like 2.5 years. other than my coworkers, like, yeah, I don't go I don't have anybody in real life that I go hang out with that's not Gypsy. Like, you know, I don't have time. I don't have time to go meet somebody that's I don't have time to hang out with. Like, what are we gonna hang out, like, you know, once every 3 months? Adult life, I have all the friends that I need. They're just mostly online.
As agreed.
And even though we might fight occasionally or go through some rough patches, I'm pretty confident in the friendships that if something was going on, like, I know I would go if I could, like, or needed to, and help somebody out in a different state if they had something going on, and I feel like they would do the same for me. Yeah, it's 8 a.m. That's not terrible. 8 a.m.'s not terrible. You've probably been up. You're always up super early, though. Do you get up early on the weekends, too? Like, I know you have kids, like, whenever they wake up, too. But, like, does Sean work on the weekends? Or, like, either day? Like, I know you're up super early during the week because of that. I don't know how you do it. I guess you go to bed earlier, like, a lot earlier than I do. I was like, I don't think I could wake up at, like, 4 or 5 a.m. and just stay up for a while. Alright, looks like I'm not going to get my last vulture anyway, which is okay. I'm going to go see if I've got a moonshine. I could sell that. Get a little money. Still working my way toward that 1 mil. Getting pretty close to the 3k gold, though. 2982. 2982. So I definitely want to. We're definitely going to check out Fort Nightmares today, but I don't know what time. Because Gypsy and I have plans as well, and I don't know if our plans are going to be earlier in the day or later in the day. To check with him, and since he was up at 3 a.m. and was out all day yesterday driving, he might still be sleeping, or he could be at the gym. I feel like he would have texted though if he was up. Where do I want to go? What was I going to do? I don't remember. What did I say I was going to do? Moonshine. That's right. I feel like yesterday was a reprieve because everybody was waiting for Fort Nightmares, and today's just going to be a sweaty mess. I know for some of the quests we have to, like, hit players with a chainsaw. I know we have to travel distance on the broom. What was the only one I thought would be kind of tough? Actually, the chainsaw one could be kind of tricky unless we find a bunch of bots. So I think it said players, not opponents. This batch, we can sell it when you like it. I thought I was gonna have to sell to Bert.
Good, you have arrived. Bon, you
are you saying that because I just drank an alcohol bottle?
Our clients are a little impatient for sure.
Impatient?
We wish to make a good impression. These customers have shown they have some good taste. Their palate is simple, of course.
Oh, goodness.
Given their lack of culture, I have to admit that they have chosen
well.
These jugs will arrive quickly and in one piece. Yes?
Maybe. Maybe not. Oh, I don't have my shotgun on me in case somebody nefarious comes along. You're way behind on the weekly quests. I think the season goes until November 2nd. You got a couple weeks to go. The least French guy ever. He talks too much. That's the problem. No mercy. I don't like to wait because they always end up wanting to inspect anyway, and it just takes time. I'd rather just kill them. The only problem is every once in a while you get in a lucky shot and you lose a bottle when you do that. Oh, you haven't played in weeks? I guess I haven't seen you streaming it, but I've been so busy with schoolwork, like I haven't hopped on anybody's streams. I think I managed to get into IPAs the other day for a little bit. I was like, I made it! But I've had to pretty much ignore everything. Because the problem is, if I turn a stream on, I'm going to end up, like, chatting and, like, typing. And, like, if I'm doing schoolwork right now or whatever, I can't. I gotta focus. Whoop. don't break. I will also say, since they removed the combat and they changed up the way aim assist works, it's just overall I felt messed with the guns, and so most of the guns I'm just not super loving right now, which is a problem. Like, I'm liking the Hyper more now, but there still isn't a great SMG. Like, the pistol's fine, but it can be a little bouncy. There's not a good AR in the game, which is my preferred fighting range. So basically it's just the Gatekeeper. And you only get 5 shots with that, so it's not enough to be your only weapon. And the way it reloads is terrible. Excuse me, ma'am. If it would reload 1 shot at a time instead of, you know, all the shots, it would be different. Yeah, IPA started semi-recently. Let's see if I can not be terrible at this. Let's see. Here we go. So I'm throwing IPA's channel in. So if you guys want to check out some other... If you like PvP, IPA's doing a bunch of PvP right now. I'm not sure I've ever posted Sir Will's stream before. So Sir Will's been doing a bunch of streaming. He does some variety, so Red Dead and some other games. And is usually playing with friends. And while Cap's here, Cap does a lot of streaming. So he does Red Dead, Fortnite, and No Man's Sky. I think No Man's Sky is the name of it, right? Evans is off point today. I love it how some lobbies are just better than others when it comes to the gun.
Oh, as you wish.
As you wish.
But it can be made to be cheaper, huh?
Berry cobbler, baby. I need to remember to pick up some raspberries, though. I'm down to 9. Or 8.
Very nicely.
I don't know how IPA does it, because right now he communicates with you via chat. And he is very active with communicating with chat via chat. Like a texting chat. I don't know how you do that and play, though. Like, for me, I would be so, like, schizophrenic about it. My horse. Oh, no! No mane or tail! Demon! Demon! Oh. Okay. I'm in the safe zone, you dumbass. I wish Rockstar paid more attention to Red Dead. So many missed opportunities. I agree. Do 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 do. Did he go into the Moonshine Shack? My guess is that was a lower rank, classic lower rank player there. I don't know for sure, but the fact that the horse he was on plus the outfit. I forget what his name was. Oh, I don't think he's here anymore. I don't see the name. That's funny. Do 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 do. Yeah, I do a lot of podcasts and even some audiobooks when I'm doing like other stuff. So it depends on how much I have to concentrate on what I'm doing. So at work, I do a lot of podcasts and things because I can work and listen at a podcast at the same time. But it just depends on what I'm doing in particular. I don't know how you even carry on conversations while playing. Oh, okay, that's where the podcast came from. I just listen to podcasts. So for me, you'll see sometimes I get super distracted depending on what's happening. Like sometimes I just ride around like this because I'm chatting and my brain can't do both things. And sometimes it does both things. I'm a pretty good multitasker. Like my brain is capable of doing one thing and talking at the same time, but... I've been using VoiceBot with chat, and I can now interact with chat much better. It's nice, too, because it lets you know that somebody new has... Sometimes you get, like, focused on the game, and you have forgotten to look down to chat for a while, and you, haven't seen that somebody's come in and said something. Hey, TM7, how's it going? Alright, where are we at here? So I started up New Moonshine. I did that. Oh, I could have changed the corn, but I don't think I'm going to get... What am I at? 3 out of 9? So, yeah, that's probably not going to happen. 3. We could do 4, 5... 6, 7. Yeah, I'm probably not going to get to 9. That's okay. We didn't get our last vulture. That's okay, too. People don't want to hear me when I'm in matches. I mean, I rage sometimes, too. It's okay. Sometimes we just gotta rage at the game. I feel like people don't understand. Like, even... Okay, let's say I'm even playing with you guys or, like, with a group of my friends. Like, if I'm raging at the game, I'm not really mad. You know? Like, it's just... I'm a talker, so... out loud, like when I'm processing my thoughts, like a lot of times I'll talk out loud, and the more I do that around you, the more comfortable I am with you. So if I'm in a party chat with somebody I've never really been in before, I'm probably not going to talk a lot because I don't know that person. But if I'm super comfortable with you, then whatever is in my mind is just gonna like come out. So if I'm playing Fortnite and something is, I don't get pissed off at people typically in Fortnite. Like, it's a game, but, like, elements of the game. Like, if the game is being dumb, is more likely to piss me off. If I'm trying to reload, you know, my shotgun and it won't reload. Like, if I'm trying to mantle and it won't mantle. Like, elements of the game can get me super irritated. I'm not really mad. Like, I can get... I'm more likely to get frustrated. If I'm having, like, bad match after bad match after bad match... It's frustration. It's not anger. Like, I'm not mad at the video game. I'm frustrated that I can't accomplish what I'm trying to accomplish or have a good time playing matches. And it's a frustration thing. So I'm a very, like, check the box person. So it's worse when I'm trying to get a quest done. So if new quests drop and I'm trying to get quests done and I can't get them because people in the game are being assholes or mechanics in the game are being dumb, that I'm more likely to get frustrated in that moment that I can't check the box off. And I kind of get stuck in that mentality of I'm trying to accomplish this and I can't because of like X, Y, and Z. And it's frustrating to me. And I think people sometimes mistake that for like anger or like I'm mad when it's frustration for the most part. And a lot of times it's frustration with myself. Like if I'm doing dumb stuff or like I can't get my hands to work right or like hit the right buttons. Like a lot of times I'll get frustrated with me. But I also get frustrated, you know, just with things like if I can't find a single weapon to use is frustrating, especially if everybody else is finding weapons like that they can, that they like using or, you know. Like Isabella saved me much time, went from 29k to 47 in 2 days. Nice. I don't like to do glitches personally, but you know, those type of glitches don't hurt anybody, so I don't have a problem with them. My biggest thing would be like Rockstar has banned people in GTA for glitches like that, and I wouldn't want to chance it. I think any glitch you do. The problem with the Isabella glitch is it involves gold, which is a currency you can buy, and so it's always something that just could potentially you could get banned for. If it was just money, like something in the game you can earn, but you can't like use real life money to buy, then it would be different. But any glitch in the game that gives you an advantage that doesn't hurt anybody else, I don't care if people use them. I don't care if people like cheat in that way, quote unquote, because like, of course, I've done stuff like that in games, single player games where, hey, you can't die. Like, who cares? It doesn't affect anybody else. Now, with the people that use like Cronus or God mode or like glitches where they can harass other players, like you're the scum of the earth. Bugs drive me insane. Yeah, they drive me insane. They drive you more insane than they drive me insane, I think, when it comes to like Red Dead. Like Red Dead, I'm just like, you know, laugh it off. I'm like, yeah, the bug. to me, I don't get enough bugs in Red Dead to like drive me crazy. Now the bugs in Fortnite right now do drive me insane. There's an audio bug where my gun continually like shoots audio wise, and it bothers me because it's like an auditory sensory thing, and it does it every match constantly. That drives me crazy. That's why I took a break. I felt I couldn't function properly in game, and I didn't want to be frustrated. I just need a fresh start. We all need that, Dan. I took all of last season off pretty much because of the cars. Like, I just got so frustrated with the gameplay, and I was like, a game should benefit you in some way, right? If you're gaming, games are great. Like gaming in general, it can be a great thing, but they should benefit you in some way, whether you feel accomplished because you were playing something really hard and you beat it. You're doing a puzzle game and you feel really accomplished because you figured out the puzzle. It's relaxing. It takes your anxiety away. Like a game should have a benefit. It shouldn't be something that makes you feel angry or frustrated, or because that's not the point. It's definitely not the point of a video game for sure. Yeah, that's why I'm a solo player. Sure, there's dailies I can't do by myself, but at least I don't have to play by anyone's rules, man. I agree. Now, see, was mostly a solo player, but now I do play with other people. Like not usually in Red Dead. Like Red Dead, I do play solo a lot if I'm on my own, but I'm usually in party chat with my boyfriend. So like we're pretty much in party. If we're hanging out in a game, like he might be in one game, I might be in another, we might both be in the same game, and so we're hanging out chatting. So that is different for me, like over the last couple years being in a party chatting with people, because before I would just play games solo on my own. But it's nice because like, you know, our party chats are usually like 5, 6 or less people, if at the most. Sometimes it's just me and him, sometimes there's a group of 4 of us, and so having that small like friendships like that, it's not like the clans you see going around where there's rules and like we just play. We're just friends and we just play. So it's, you know, it's not the same as being in like, I think a big kind of like posse group where there's like rules and stuff. Tiny Rick, thank you so much for becoming part of the Pew Pew crew. Really appreciate you. Now have access to some emotes. Unfortunately, I do usually put your name at the end of videos. It's not, some of the benefits aren't as prevalent as they used to be because we don't have big groups playing anymore, but do appreciate you joining the Pew Pew crew. Thank you so much. I agree, I can't trust other players in games, that's why I'm a solo player. I would say that it takes a while for me to, like, it took a while for me to form certain friendships, and like, over the years, we had certain people that I used to be very close to that I thought. Online friendships are weird because at any second, either person could just leave and you would never know what happened to them because it's an online friendship. Like at this point, like I know where, obviously very early on, I knew like Gypsy's phone number and like where he lived. But like generally in an online friendship, you don't start off knowing that stuff. Like over the years, you might develop a closer friendship. You might know more personal details. So it's more like your in-person friends. But online friendships are weird, and I had to learn that early on I was a little too trusting, and I had some pretty close friendships that went south because, again, it's an online thing where somebody's behind a screen and they can turn on you in a second, and it was really, really, really hard. And I kind of had to learn to let that go. So I'm definitely a lot pickier now who I choose to spend my time with. I think we have a good core group of friends that we hang out together. And I know there's people that are constantly like, can I join? Can I join? Can I join? And I'm like, oh man, like I'm full. Like I've got people I hang out with regularly. If we're playing like a squad in Fortnite, otherwise it's just me and Gypsy hanging out in party chat. Like, you know, I don't, it's no offense to you guys. It's just like, it's just he and I hanging out chatting. Like he's my person, you know? So I don't want to necessarily be in a party chat with people that I only occasionally talk, like, that I barely play with on a nightly basis. Like, sometimes, yes, but, like, nightly it's just he and I, because it's like we're hanging out together. We're just not in the same space at that particular moment, if that makes sense. Hey, Sandwich, how's it going? Is there a way to change character gender? There is not a way to change character gender like GTA, no. My character was actually my girlfriend, and now she moved out. Aw. Yeah, unfortunately, there's no way to change character gender other than starting over. Like, deleting the character and starting over. I think in GTA you can change, but the only way to do it in Red Dead is delete and start over. That sucks. I'm sorry. Hey, Red Dead 2, I am on PlayStation. Wow, see, like right now, this isn't on focus. Like, what am I doing? All right, let me go to Lemoyne and do some bounties. I'm gonna go to Rhodes. You can change the way she looks. So if you didn't want to look at that character, but you wanted to keep all the stuff. Now, if you delete and start over, you would lose everything, like horses, clothes, any special items, outlaw passes, like anything. You lose all that, but you would keep your money in gold, so you wouldn't be starting over at 0. So if you didn't have anything in particular that you didn't want to lose, you could always do that, but you'd be starting back at rank 1. But you can change appearance. So if you didn't want to look at that particular character, but you didn't want to start over, you could at least make her look totally different. I know that's not fantastic, but at least it wouldn't be looking the same. She took the dog too. See, that's where I would draw the line. I'd be like, bitch, give me my dog back. That would be a no. So if I was with somebody and it was their dog or cat that they brought with them, like that makes sense. But I was like, if we got that together or like it was mine, I'd be like, nope, you don't get the dog. You could sandwich, you could do whatever you want. You can totally change the way she looks. You just go into the character creator. I don't think I can do it right now because where is the character creator? Online options? Yeah, change appearance. The first time I think is free. Otherwise, it does say 10 gold bars, but there is a money option, I think, when you go in there that you can use instead. But you can go in and totally change the way the face looks, the body type. Like, you can change a lot. Yeah. Hey, morning, Rose. So yeah, your options are to delete the character, you keep your money in gold, but you lose everything. So if you had like an outlaw pass item, if you had the mains, the masks, any of that, you're gonna lose it. There's no way to get it back, and unless Rockstar drops it again. So if you have items you don't want to lose, then that might be something to think about. You would start over as a rank 1, but you'd at least have money in gold to get started. I've never done it, but people tell me that that's how it works. So change your character to look like your next girlfriend. I like it. Problem solved. Yeah, I used to be a posse back then that claimed to be family, but I wasn't treated too well. Yeah, I don't like the whole... So for me, these are just like organic friendships that happened over time. We hang out. We've got a chat in Discord where we just chat about life, stuff that's going on. We might hop in and play some Red Dead together, but a lot of people don't super play a lot of Red Dead, so we might do some Fortnite. We might chat about other games. Like, everybody has their own games that they play. Like, Gypsy and I play a lot of Diablo. Juo and his wife have a group of people that they play with, and they play other games. He's a big single player game, so I think he's doing Outlaw the Jedi one right now. Jack has other games and other people he plays with too. But like we still have we're still like friends, and like we'll still hop in and chat and play games together. But it's not like that. It's not like the clan posse thing. Yeah, to me that is a little bit weird, I guess. I think I have to lasso. Do I have to lasso or actually tie them up? Hog tie them. Okay. I just need to get 2 of them. Yep. Okay, bye, Rosalick. Thanks for hanging out. Have a great rest of your day/night. Thanks again for that dono. Where are you?
Hey, get your ass out of there.
There's one. I just felt like running. Where are you going, sir?
We're going straight to hell here. I'll kill you dead.
Bounty has arrived.
Quit this.
You'll never get out alive. Oh, sweet. My 2 are right here. Jack, thank you so much for being a member for the last 36 months. 3 years. That is crazy. I've known Jack the longest, though. I've known Jack for 6 years? 5, 6 years? I'd have to look. It's been a while. I'm gonna die. I should probably take a tonic. I've known Jack the longest, and then I think it's Gypsy after that was the next. You know, where are you? I just don't feel like these guys getting up and running, honestly. Excuse me, sir. Oh, okay. Apparently, I don't have my lasso out.
You're dead. No, you'll be
I'm more into MMORPG type of games, even on those there I'm by myself. I would say that I'm still a big single player person. Like a lot of times, even if I'm in a party chat, I might be in a different game. There's still games I like to play solo. And even when we're doing Diablo, like Gypsy and I, sometimes we're in our own like space. We're not even in the same party. Or like world. Like he might be doing his thing, I'm doing my thing. And then sometimes we team up and do stuff. Excuse me, sir. Burn in hell. This is gonna take forever. The whole crew thing gets weird from what I've heard because they get really possessive sometimes. It's unusual. Well, that's why I said online stuff is just so weird. Like organic people try to force friendships, and this happened a lot when I was playing with a lot of different people, and we were streaming big groups back when Red Dead was, you know, more people were playing. People try to force friendships so much in a way that it just doesn't work. Sometimes. Like, in online, I feel like an online friendship, one, it has to be somewhat organic. You have to respect the other person, and you can't expect them to only play with you and never play with anybody else. Like, that's the weirdest thing to me is, like, people got, yeah, really possessive over someone's time, or, oh, you're playing with someone else today? Oh, or they would be like, oh, I don't like that person. I don't want them to play in our group. So it's just, like, a really weird thing. I honestly, I hated every second of having to, like, try to balance all of that back then. I'd have people messaging me and be like, do they have to be in here right now? Like, I don't miss those parts of it. I do miss sometimes getting a big group and playing Red Dead and doing crazy stuff and having a really good time, but I don't miss the drama that came with a lot of people trying to hop in all at the same time.
I'll kill you!
It's also weird, the drama, yeah. It's also weird because I think as a female, if you're a female gamer or streamer, like you deal with some extra, like, things that guys don't necessarily deal with. In that, there's one guy in particular that I'm thinking of that I felt for. Like, I empathize, like, had empathy for them. And so I tried to make sure that they were being included. I would go out of my way to make sure that, like, when I was inviting, you know, that they got an invite, or that we set it up, and because I felt bad for them, and it turned into this weird thing where they thought I wanted to have a relationship with them, which was not what was happening at all. And so as a female, you also have to deal a little bit with that kind of weird side of people, guys in particular. I don't miss that either. I like how Stream Elements is now letting me know about you guys just posting all that. Donna, thank you so much for the 39 months. That's crazy because that's even over 3 years. How long I've been streaming now? It's January. I think I started January. I can't remember what year. I'd have to go back and look. And then I wasn't monetized until like June maybe. So like 6 months after I started. Maybe a little bit after that. And so that would be like the length, pretty much the length of time for you guys. It's crazy.
Cut me loose!
Cut me loose.
What the hell?
Hey, I killed 3 of your buddies, sir. I let you live, okay? Should treat me a little bit nicer.
What the hell is this about?
Alright, that should have gotten me all of the bounty dailies, I think.
Look a little worse for wear, I see. Put him round back, I'll get you money out.
Oh, we are at 0.15. That's not bad. That's a little better than 0.1. See if my horse has its hair back. Whiskey? That's so funny, too. Until I started messing around with it, he hasn't lost his hair in forever.
Good morning, ma'am.
I don't like it. Oh, 5, 6. We're almost at 6 there, unless we run over something. 7, 8. Oh, I could do that. No, I'd have to get wildflowers, which isn't great. Do you have your hair back? Look at you, you're so cute. You're so cute with your little hairs. Let's see if we can pull a map here. Jiroki. By the way, they fixed the menu in Fortnite so that if you're trying to leave the lobby, it auto hovers on leave instead of sleep mode. Ah, nice. They must have had so many complaints about that. It was the worst. The worst. I don't even super get the point of sleep mode. And that was like the worst. Alright, where's 3 flowers that are pretty close together? Do. Breton is the best horse. I do like the Bretons. They're cute. I like this one. I like the Mealy Dapple. And I like the Grillo Dun. Are probably my 3 favorites. Do. Did I get a new horse recently, or... No, I ended up not. I kept Luna and Senshi, and I did not. I've been thinking about buying a new horse for a little bit, though. And I've been holding off, because I'm like, I want to get to 3K gold just because. Alright, I'm going to go to Blackwater here. Hey GB, how's it going? Just catching the last part by the looks. Hope you're doing okay. I am doing good, thank you. How are you doing? Yeah, I'm gonna be wrapping it up here soon. It's 11:30. I'm gonna need to get started. It's a little after. Been going a little more than 2 hours. I wish I could go for like really long streams again sometimes, but I just have so much I'm trying to squeeze into the day, unfortunately. Let's see. It's gonna be somewhere around here-ish. I almost hopped on the other day just to do some Diablo, just so I could hang out, but I was like, most people probably don't want to watch that, so I wouldn't really be hanging out and chatting with most people anyway. Like, sometimes I want to just, because I have another game I want to play, but I also want to stream, but I'm just like, it's not Red Dead. Steel Grey Breton is my personal horse. It's the only horse except the scrawny nag. I know a lot of people will just do one in the scrawny. I do like the Grey Breton. And I like this pink with him, so works out really well. Alright, we got another one right here. My problem is that there's so many horses that I like, and for each breed that I like there's multiple colors, patterns that I like, and I just don't have enough space, so it drives me crazy. Like, I'd own 3 of the Bretons, I would own 3 of the Cobbs, I would own 5 of the Roadsters, I'd own 2 of the Arabians, I would own 3 of the Clodrubers. You know, so we're already more than 10. And that's all the same. Like, I sort of wish if you bought the horse breed, you could just change the color whenever you wanted to, you know? That would maybe be a solution for me. So if I bought a Roadster, like, I could change the color. But then also, that even wouldn't be a perfect solution because there are some horses, like certain colors, patterns, I like to use certain names with, and others that I use different stuff. I don't know. Whoops! Sorry, I didn't fall there. Hey, our fall ratio today is like 0, right? I don't think I've crashed and fallen yet. It's got to be some kind of record on a stream. I do it all the time when I'm playing solo because I'm focused on the game. But in a stream, I'm constantly looking over at chat and I'm like unfocused. I crash all the time. I don't think I've crashed once today. I wish I was on Twitch sometimes just so I could have things like a crash meter. Keep track of it. Alright, we got our 3 wildflowers. I should be just about almost to getting the don't kill an animal unless I ran over something. Which is entirely possible. I'm gonna go either play or dance, whichever one it is, at the Moonshine Shack. I wanted to mention a number from the 70s called Black Knight by Deep Purple. Maybe you've heard of it. I have not. Most annoying part of this game is getting that flower in Chola Springs. Is up on the small cliff? No. I hate that one. I leave it all the time. I used to have a marker exactly where you have to, like, what ledge you have to jump up and exactly how you have to do it, and I lost the marker, so now I'm just like, nope. I could multi-stream. The reason I don't, one, is just... It's kind of a pain in the butt. My PC is dying. Like, it's probably on its last legs. And so I feel like that would put too much strain on it, maybe, to do a multicast. I could do it. I might do it at some point. I used to do it with Xbox because you couldn't stream directly to YouTube with Xbox, so I would stream to Twitch, and then I'd use a thing that would allow me to stream to multiple platforms. What's the... Is it change decor? I think it's change decor. If you haven't seen the video or you didn't know this little trick, you can change your decor by changing a photo. You don't actually have to have any of the decor, so if you don't have the money for it. Let's change to... like the fox. The fox is cute. And then just in general, like... I would almost need a third monitor if I was going to do Twitch and YouTube. Like, I could get away with just my 2 monitors, but it'd be kind of a pain. Hey, morning, Gypsy. Saw you posting stuff at 3 a.m. Did you stay up that whole time, or did you just wake up? You're not one to wake up, though. Like, I'm the one that wakes up in the middle of the night. Thank you for the gifts this morning, too. She's so cute. I didn't want to text because I wasn't sure if you were sleeping since I saw you texting at 3. Play with the band. Seems you've been putting us Let's do guitar. I usually do violin. Let's do guitar. It's on an album called Deep Purple in Rock. I still haven't paid for the drumming session. Probably not going to at this point. Interesting. No, I've never heard of that. End up staying up till 4. I was out, man. I was laying on the bed. What was that, midnight? I'm pretty sure I almost just fell asleep. Like, I was just gonna be out. You were just gonna be talking to nobody, and my PlayStation just would eventually have gone to sleep. But then what were you talking about? I was like, I have to look it up. I was like, I can't sit here and wonder. Is it the vortex thing? Is it vortex or velocity or I don't know, something? Fortnite download is 1 hour. Like, it's gonna take your Fortnite to 1 hour to download? It was a big file, right? It was like 15 gigabytes. I put mine on. So I woke up at... Okay, so you were still up then because I woke up at 3 a.m. and I was like, oh, let me see if the Fortnite download's there. And so I did, because I had to get up and pee anyway. So I started it and I put my PlayStation into rest mode, and I thought, well, I'll just rest here for a second and I'll check in like 5 minutes, and I fell asleep till 8. I was very tired last night, though. I had 2 nights in a row. I didn't sleep at all the night before, pretty much. I was up to like 2, 3 a.m. Then I fell asleep. I had a nightmare. I woke back up. I was up at 5 a.m. because I knew you were leaving sometime between 5 and 6. And I don't know. I just couldn't sleep. I was surprised to see my Xbox update was only 10 gigabytes. Interesting. Hey, morning, Kratos. Or afternoon for you. I'll take a nap, only 4 hours of sleep. I feel that. Have a good nap. I hope you get some rest. Download took about 20 minutes. I have no idea how long mine took, but it was like 15 gigabytes. That's interesting if you only had 10. I could be wrong. It was 3 a.m. I'm not even sure I had my glasses on. Another one. See, they liked my playing. I used to be able to play the violin. I could probably pick it up and play a few things. If I had access to one. I wouldn't mind doing lessons again. I always wanted to like learn the piano and the guitar, but violin was I played as a kid a bunch. I love music. I just don't have the patience or the time to learn it, you know? I'd have to like invest some real time that I just don't want to. All right, so actually, I almost did. Let me go see if I can get the vulture real quick. I'm almost there. I'm almost at like 7 out of 7, 9 for 9. I was surprised downtime ended so quickly. Yeah, because when I woke up at 3, it was there, and the downtime was at like 2 a.m. I didn't think it would be there. I haven't checked out the map at all, except to look at it. So there's the 2 new areas, or 2 areas that have been changed for Halloween. And the water is like red instead of green, which is interesting. So the underworld, I think. Was Hurricane Milton stronger than Hurricane Helene? I don't know. I know that Hurricane Milton did reach Category 5. I'm not sure Helene ever did, but Milton landed as a 3. I actually don't. So for us, Helene actually did more damage and was worse for us than Milton. I would say probably because of the path that Helene took, it did overall more damage because it hit places that weren't prepared, don't normally get hit by hurricanes, and so. But I actually don't know which one was stronger, like overall. Oh, Mephisto's in the underworld. Okay, that makes sense. Am I going to the wrong rock? I feel like that is the rock that the vulture sits on, but like it hasn't been there at all today. Violin is a very difficult beginner instrument as you need good ear to pitch the notes correctly. Interesting. I always liked the viola too. My friend played the viola, I played the violin. I almost wish that I had played the viola because the viola has a tone to it that's a little bit softer. I don't even know how to describe it. I'm not a music person, but for me, I just liked the sound quality coming from the viola a little bit more than the violin. But I love instrumental, like string quartet type, like duets, like things with strings that are I love listening to that. It's so beautiful. But violin and viola are probably my 2 favorite of the stringed instruments. Gypsy says Milton definitely did major damage down south. I figured it probably did. It was a massive storm. I just don't know which one. I think Milton was the stronger technically, right? Like, category-wise? Helene knocked out my power for 12 hours and I'm in North Kentucky. Yeah, I feel like just the direction Helene took probably caught more people that aren't used to hurricanes off guard. Whereas Milton did a ton of damage down south, but at least they're a little bit more used to hurricanes, if that makes sense. Shuri's claws will vaulted. I'm not sad about that. I wish you could use a gun while using the witch's broom, because then it would be a viable, like, if you didn't have a jetpack, you could still fight at least. But I'm kind of excited for the witch's broom to be back. Milton fucked up Tampa and Orlando. Yeah, I don't know why I haven't heard as much coverage about Milton. Maybe because, again, they're just more used to it. Goo guns are back! Spread my goo all over everybody. The problem with goo guns is sometimes you goo yourself and you're just like, whoops. My bad. It's kind of like throwing an EMP and hitting yourself, taking all your shield. I want to goo the cars, honestly. The cars piss me off. Alright, enough with the eyes. I know how it sounded. There we go. Jack says, are they or are you trolling? I don't know why Bretons look ass in New Austin. Could be the coloring. Hey, it landed in almost exactly the same spot. The LEGO challenges give out way more studs now compared to the last one. I can't believe it's almost halfway through it already. Oh, you're almost halfway. Oh, is there a LEGO pass? I didn't even see. I didn't even look. Is there a Halloween LEGO pass? Alright, one last try real quick. Only because I got everything else done. Now I feel like obligated. I'm so glad we get to play with goo again. Doesn't everybody love to play with goo? Try your fingerprint again in 18 seconds. Apparently my fingerprint is not really mine and it won't log me in. This is Halloween. This is Halloween. Oh, is there an actual Halloween pass? How did I miss that? This is Halloween. This is Halloween. Okay, this is just rude. You are currently matchmaking. So, Sir Will said he was able to get into showdowns, but it's definitely not letting me. I feel like, honestly, it bothers me that there's just one left there. Oh, it's not even matchmaking me. Look at this. Interesting. All right, I'm just going to finish up doing a treasure map then. Got anything over here? Gap tooth. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Oh, back this way. I could have sworn I put a waypoint down on that, but apparently not. The werewolf outfit looks kind of funny, almost like a pinata version of Teen Wolf. Is that the one with just like the wolf head hat, or is that? Are we talking about in the past? Oh, well, maybe that's the one in the past. I watched Fortnite Souls video this morning just to see the skins. I don't know how I missed the past. I definitely missed the past though. Do 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 do. I hear it. I see it. I do like ending on a daytime cycle too. It's nice. Pink werewolf. Gotcha. All right, I'll have to check out the pass. I'm getting ready to end. I'm gonna grab some food and log on. All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. Appreciate all of you. Happy Saturday. Once again, huge shout out to at Redlands Rose. Matchmaking failed. It was trying to matchmake me. It didn't say it was. Redlands Rose for the giant donation. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you. Thanks everybody who's been subbed forever. Diana, Jack, Tiny Rick, thank you for subbing. IPA, thank you for the 38 months there. Appreciate all of the new subs today. We had quite a few coming in. So yeah, thank you guys. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. I should be back next Saturday as well. And I'll chat with you guys all soon. Bye, everybody.